environmental engineer from Washington, D.C. I was relocated here to work for Chevron. And so I actually have been using Airbnb for a while. I believe they officially got started in 2008. I actually used them in 2010 when I visited Montreal. And so I knew in my head after that experience that that's definitely something whenever I owned a home or got into real estate, that it was something I would want to utilize moving forward. And fast forward almost 10 years later, I'm using it. So what is Airbnb? It's basically a place where people, and I'll just explain later, businesses can list whatever real estate they have, empty space they have. I've seen people rent out air mattresses to garages to sheds. I mean, trailers, campsites, everything is up for grabs on Airbnb. You'd be surprised what you find. And it's basically a marketplace where it gives people a platform to list whatever services that they have. So now they even have experiences. If you're a shoemaker, you can have a shoemaking listing. If you do jewelry, you can have jewelry. And people have zoos. If you have a zoo out here in Odessa, you can list that as an experience, and people really do look out for things like that for when they're trying to figure out what to do in the area. So that outside of real estate and listing for your rooms or your home, you can also list experiences, things you can provide guests that use Airbnb. So why should you even consider using Airbnb? If you want residual rental income or extra income for whatever it is that you want to do with it, you want to meet new people. I meet all kinds of people every single day. And if you have any property that's vacant, you're transitioning it, you're getting ready to sell it, but it's sitting there, nothing coming in for it. So there's a bunch of different reasons you can use Airbnb. I mean, I stayed in a home where they were waiting for the buyer to figure out what they wanted, and they just put it on Airbnb for 2 months until the buyer figured out what they wanted to do. Why you may not want to do Airbnb. The house should be fully furnished, although I'm slightly starting to see homes that might just have a mattress in it. I don't know, but typically a home is fully furnished. Would want to stay in a home that's furnished, and that might be costly, as you would have to furnish the whole entire home. Especially if it's a rental property that you might have that's vacant, you would have to have it furnished prior to listing it on Airbnb. You can have guests book your home at any time, but you can set that limit. Airbnb typically likes it so that you can let guests book at any time of the day, whenever they feel like it. However, I have my settings set where no one can stay in my home without uploading their government ID. And I know that deters a lot of people, but the kind of people that I have stay in my house is a drastic difference from those that I know also use Airbnb that don't have that option. They just let anyone book at any time. Turnover costs. I have a full-time housekeeper, have to keep up with supplies. I change linen often because white sheets are just my thing. You don't have to, you can do whatever you want, but linen is expensive because I change it often. And there's been a drastic increase in my utilities due to having guests there full time, but I mean, overall it balances out. So how do you do this? You go on Airbnb's website, you pull up, you'll see all the different listings, guests will see what is in the area, and go back, I think I missed this. So in this little advert, it shows I just searched for Midland overall without a specific date. There's currently 229 places to stay here. When I started back in February or April of this year, I think it was like 160. I mean, it's growing vastly, the amount of people who are using Airbnb out here to list whatever properties that they might have. So, guests basically, you have to have a profile. No one can just use your place for a place to stay. They have to have a profile. It has to have verified information such as email and phone number, so it can't just be anyone. You can also have the option to deny someone. If someone wants to stay at your place, I have the option to deny that request based on whatever feeling I might have. I have had numerous guests who have emailed me on very crazy things, and I denied their ability to stay in my house because I felt uncomfortable with them coming. However, Airbnb won't let you see the guest picture anymore. Prior to denying, you have to accept that guest before you can see what they look like. And so how do you keep getting better and better with Airbnb? Why is it that some people are at the top of the page when you search in Airbnb versus others? There's a podcast I listen to, Get Paid for Your Pad, and Airbnb does have an algorithm based on if you cancel people at the last minute, based on the type of reviews you have, the feedback the guests leave, if people stay at your house and they don't leave a review. There's an algorithm for how those that are at the top of the list are generated. But overall, you want to make sure you have a 5-star, as close to a 5-star rating as possible. I'm currently a super host, so that makes me a little bit further up the list. I haven't seen any notice a difference in anything being a super host, but they claim it matters. This system of leaving reviews and recommendations that guests, if you've been on the website, leave, help other people decide whether or not they should stay at your place. And those really help a lot. Like, I went to Santa Fe, a lady had cats, and saying her profile she had cats, the other people mentioned, hey, if you're allergic to cats, this person has cats. So things like that really help decide. And then Airbnb is the one that collects the money. Initially, they used to take 3% back in the day, but now I think it's about 10%. And so they take a cut of this. So they do whatever possible to make sure that they get as many people coming to this site as possible, which is great because they're basically doing the work for you. They're bringing people to you. So this is an example of a current place here in Midland, and I brought this up because I find it very interesting because back in the day, Airbnb would never have like a company as the person. So now this place called the Hennessy Group, that's in here. The Hennessy Group is now posting, they're allowing businesses to post places, and this place is booked all the way to the end of the year. They have an empty apartment. They're going for $165 a night, and it's basically you look and see what you want. You can pick a whole home. You can pick a private room. There's many different options of what you can actually rent out on Airbnb based on what you have to offer someone. And this is an example of their calendar. A 4-night stay at their apartment is $963 for that person, and they're booked for all of October, and I checked all the way to January, that place is booked. And so you can see when you go on the listings, how filled up it is, how booked it is. I also go to do my research sometimes where it's like, okay, what is the rest of the market doing? And what is kind of odd about this market, initially, it was great because there was not a lot of people on there. But now it's saturated with all kinds of places that people are listing for $30 a night, $40 a night, and it's a complete, they're not nice. And so that's driving the market down. Like places that typically were going for $80 a night, I've noticed that they're pulling their prices down to $60 a night. So those are kind of the things that I try to go in and see, okay, what is going on, what is everyone else doing? But the increase in listings coming in are causing the prices for those who are trying to make, I guess, more of an residual income go down a little bit. But yeah, that's basically what I have. Oh, what's the question?
So when you're doing your pricing, do you use the smart pricing on Airbnb?
So yes, so one of the podcasts I listen to, they have all these different softwares that can do it for you automatically, and all those things are great. I just have 2 listings. I don't really need to get that technical yet. I mean, I'm gonna move out my house and eventually I will be able to rent out my entire home, maybe then, but I personally like the control of controlling it by myself. So you can do it that way, or Airbnb has a way where you can let them do it for you automatically.
Yeah, that's the smart pricing.
The smart pricing.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
It does not work.
Work very well. I mean, what they suggest and what you can get.
It's not realistic.
They're suggesting something way lower than what you can get usually.
Right.
They'll make recommendations like, oh, based on market fluctuations,
Yeah.
this is not, this is what we're advising you to put on there. And I'm like, and I'll go and look myself, but I'm like, that's not accurate. So
Right.
just keep that in mind personally. And I've seen a lot of people online.
So what I basically do is set my minimum, like whatever my high I would want it to be, and then I control it like a week out in advance. I fluctuate that. But for the most part, yes, I do use their smart pricing, but I price it high, and then I control it on the shorter end as the days get closer. So, I mean, whatever.
Do you post on like VRBO or Booking.com and this?
I have friends that do post on Booking. They get a lot more hits on Booking. Now, the quality of people on Booking, they notice the difference versus the quality of people on Airbnb. Never had any issues in my home with any of the guests I had except for a 19-year-old, but that was because he was 19.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I thought about booking, but they didn't have a very good experience.
I'm 19.
Oh,
That was you.
sorry, no more teenagers. No more teenagers. Great candidate. Oh,
So how many listings do you have so far?
I have 2 listings, and then when I move out of my home, because I have a 3-bedroom, Airbnb lets you like switch them in a way where I can list 3 rooms and then my whole house, and if someone books one of the rooms, my whole house is no longer available. And then if my whole house gets booked, then the 3 rooms aren't, you understand, no longer available. So you can, it switches it for you. So you can merge your calendars for those 4 basically listings, and then you can get bookings based on what is available.
So far it's not too much micromanagement, it's not too much of your time.
I don't even think about it, honestly. And a lot of the guests that I have are in the oil field. They check in. And what's been great that's really helped me, and I got lucky with my house, I have a smart MyQ garage system. And so all I do is just add them to the app, and they can come and go as they please, which I thought was better than using the whole key lock system, because I get an alert whenever someone comes in and out of my house. And then I have like other devices. I have a minimum 3-night stay. For me, I did try the 1-2 nights. It was just way too much. It's too much work. It's not even worth it. I'd rather have fewer guests and longer turnaround than having 1 night, 2 night, 1 night, 2 night. And a lot of times I found, I even have someone who's been there 3 months, and then I have reoccurring guests. So and sometimes I actually do turn it off because I want to actually enjoy my house. So it just depends, and it's been really great, greater than I thought it was, to the point where I almost bought my neighbor's house, but I didn't want it anyway.
Turn the office has affected your status on that? Like I said,
No.
you said the super holy times and then you turn the office, that's about that.
All I do is just like block the weekend, or I might block a Monday. Nothing drastic where I'm blocking a whole month or anything.
So I mean, it doesn't affect like.
No. You have full control over it. I literally don't really think about it. I think it'll become a lot if say you had anything greater than 15 listings maybe, but my friends in Chicago, I think they have like 6 listings, probably more than 8 listings, and it's just the 2 of them. They're married.
Do you think you prices?
I do. I make the prices whatever it is that I want. And like she mentioned, if Airbnb, when I first started, wanted me to list it at $30 a night. It's like, yeah, Lenny was like
It doesn't
$30.
understand the market here at all.
I'm sorry?
I said it doesn't understand the market.
No, the market here is really, really crazy. So yeah, you make your pricing for whatever it is. Like I'm gonna help my coworkers get hers and everything set up, but she has a spare room, and I showed her like what the other homes look like, and she's like, people are making $50 a night for this, and it's just like you can do whatever you want, and that is, I guess, the downside of the huge upflux of people getting on Airbnb, because now the rates per night I see them going lower, but there's a tremendous amount of people coming end of this year, early next year as well. So yeah.
Is there like a legal document or rental agreement that they do Airbnb or is it something that you have to
I'm sorry, a legal document?
A rental agreement, like a rental agreement like Airbnb provide?
No, I don't. That's Airbnb on their side. They go through all of that. I know when I go through Airbnb, it asks you all the questions. And it basically says, you're going into this person's home, these are their rules, will you adhere to them? And if they don't, they deal with Airbnb. I've never had to deal with someone not adhering to it. And then the issues that I read, because Airbnb has like a community portal for other Airbnb hosts. Whenever there is an issue and you provide evidence to Airbnb, they take care of it immediately. Like for instance, today I had a guy book and then cancel the same day, and I got half of the week and a half he was gonna stay because he canceled last minute.
You said your cancellation policies is whether it's moderate or high.
Yeah.
When the people sign up and they pay you, then they're adhering to your cancellation policy. Now they can ask, hey, had a death in the family, or tell you why they're canceling. You can give all that to them if you want to. But if you say no, then they still have to pay half or the whole thing, depending on how close it is to when they put the paper again. You also have $1 million in liability insurance that comes with that. So if they hurt your house and stuff, or they break their legs and you go back, a lot of Airbnb there too. Have you ever thought about renting out houses and using Airbnb to fill them?
Renting out houses? Yeah, so I will rent out my entire
No,
house.
no. You rent a property that's up for rent.
Oh, yes.
Like
I did think about that, but not here in Midland.
Like,
I just,
You gotta make sure it's per landlord. They don't,
yeah.
it's whatever your landlord's policy is, but that's a common issue with Airbnb.
So I know a couple that did it in
no,
Hawaii.
with the approval of the.
Yes, so yes, people do it, like,
That's what the
there's
Hennessy Group does.
there's a guy in Philly that has like, I was just listening to 80 units and more than half of them are all rentals, he doesn't really own any of that. Sure, you can absolutely do that.
Oh,
And
no,
I'm
I
even
understand, I was just wondering if you had.
No, if I was to do it, it wouldn't be rental. That's just my thing.
We're probably too hard to get us rented and make some money.
Oh, no, you can still,
I paid good money. I rented an apartment over in Concord. Yeah, I only paid $650 a month, and I paid $2,300. Wow, that's a good spread.
and now a couple apartment complexes are, I know I just saw something, an apartment complex sent me something where it was like, would you like the option to use VRBO or Airbnb, would you live here? So apartment complexes are catching on that people are renting out their spare second bedroom or whatever they have in their home, so might as well give you this as an incentive to rent with us versus renting to another complex.
You find to do your cleaning after you move, did you do that yourself?
So I started myself, and then it became a nightmare because I would have to rush home from work. Like check-in was 4, and I'm like, who's gonna check in at 4? Everyone. And so I'm rushing after like the 3 o'clock meeting, trying to make it home, and then I was stressful. And then finding a cleaning person was very stressful. But I finally found someone. She's fantastic, and she's extremely consistent and great. And so I have her coming every week, even the weeks where I'm like, I don't really need it. I still have her. She's just there every week, regardless.
You pay about the job about the hour.
I pay her by the hour. And everyone's different. There's some people who give me a flat, who were giving me a flat rate, and there's some people who don't. But yeah, the clean, honestly, a clean lady will make or break you.
What's the going rate for that? If you don't mind asking?
About 100. I think it's worth it personally, but
$100
a week I pay her.
a week. Okay, so it's not necessarily about an hour.
Well, the amount of time she takes to clean my house will be.
It takes about $100 per hour.
Do you like wash the sheets there? Do you keep them there? It's like separate or extras? So like,
Yeah, so I have 3 sets for each room. Fair question. I have 3 sets of everything for each room. Comforter, duvet, sheets, pillowcases. I think I have like 20 because believe it or not, that's what gets messed up. Boom. And like I mentioned, I like white. Everything's all white. Majority of my house is foolish, I know. But yes, I have sets of everything. I have a laundry room and they do the laundry there. And I'm just gonna keep it even if I leave for them to do laundry. And they even wash the bath rugs because I'm worried about that. There's like a set for everything. And it's just easier. And just go on Amazon, you can find bed sheets microfiber for like 20 bucks. Someone spilled wine on it, didn't care, just replaced it, it's $20. I mean, and I see a lot of people in some of their Airbnbs, they put like nice, like bedding. The furniture can be nice, but your bedding, to me, doesn't make sense. Because if someone messes up your bedding that's like $100 quilt, and are you gonna replace it? You're gonna throw a fit. So if anything breaks in my house or anything that's messed up, it's nothing that I would lose sleep over.
Big lots, you can buy, what they call it, bed in a bag. You get the comforter, you get the sheets, 2 pillowcases, everything, for like $39.
Is it all white?
Mine were, no, I got like you, I got like 6 different sets. So,
If it's all white, then I'm all for it.
set it on there, like keep them except for the laundry and a couple sets.
Yeah, it
I got
just
some
makes it
plastic wrappers, I got everything ready to go, just grab the bag.
Yeah.
yeah, you just grab the bag and put bleach in it.
Yeah. And then you pour it out in the bed and
No. And yeah, and then okay. Airbnb rookie mistake. I didn't know that people expected you to give them soap. So like my 3rd guest left like a 4-star because he's like, she didn't have soap. Well, if you ask me, I have like a ton of soap I stole from the hotel room. I would have given you so he didn't ask for it and left a bad review. And then apparently my friends were like, yeah, you're supposed to leave soap, conditioner, shampoo, all these things. Because I've been to a ton of Airbnbs. It's hit or miss whether they have them or not. And I travel with all the above. People don't. And so those, I bought the next day jumbo size, Sam's Club, everything. And put it back.
You can also buy, I did that too, the soaps, and I supplied soaps, you can get online, buy the little, like you do in the hotels, little things, but I wouldn't get a buy big part. Because that's a personal thing. A lot of people, you know, you don't know what their skin. And yeah, you don't want to buy big bars of soap and then.
Oh, no, not bars of soap, just the little pumpy things.
Yeah, because, and as far as toothpaste and stuff like that, that's all personal. I don't, it's just a little soap. If they want to use it, fine. If they don't, well, you're for pennies. And I supply it totally.
Yeah, same. Toilet paper, yeah. What? Oh, and washcloths. Apparently washcloths, but
I didn't
supply washcloths, so
Don't be one of
washcloths.
those people that supplies like the one ply toilet paper that just.
No, this is like my toilet paper is pretty like Charmin. Someone actually stole like 3 rolls of my toilet paper. My cleaning was like, where's your toilet paper? I was like, it's there. I mean, it's gone, but toilet paper. Yeah, things go missing. Like, I have white hand towels, like 6 of them, all missing. Some things go missing, and it's fine because they're replaceable. Because Airbnb's thing is like, if anything happens, you're good. And that's why they encourage you not to really take anything offline. Because if you take it offline, they can no longer, cover you or protect you. Because like she mentioned, there is like $1 million guarantee. If anything happens or something does take you to court, they are there to back you up. So you're basically protected under Airbnb's umbrella.
They're like your attorneys.
They're basically attorneys, all the things that we needed to cover. Yeah. I'm sorry? Yeah, the only thing that happens is my TV. It's like a 55-inch. If it went missing, it goes missing. It's not, there's nothing out. But the most important thing to me is my mirrored TV stand. And I highly doubt someone is going to steal that. Anything else in my house, if it goes missing, it goes missing. I will say, my best friend in Chicago, I don't know what he was thinking, left his platinum diamond ring on the kitchen table thinking, no, the people staying here. The next day, he's looking for his ring, can't find it, guess he checked out. Can't prove that they took his wedding ring, luckily it was insured. But obviously don't leave jewelry around. He kicked himself, foolish mistake. But you're in your home, you're not thinking, you forget. So I don't leave any valuables, I don't leave any jewelry, everything's in my room. So there's nothing lying around. The most expensive thing is probably my furniture.
Are there like locks on each bedroom door?
No, there aren't any locks. It's something I'm contemplating when I leave, but no one's complained about it yet. They can lock it from the inside, but it's not something that, I guess I also didn't want to turn it into like, I don't know, like a military fort or something. It becomes less personal when it starts becoming like that. And I've stayed in Airbnbs where they did have the keypads in the room, and I personally was not a fan of it, but whatever works.
Deposits, what's your cleaning deposits? Did you charge that?
No, I don't have any deposits. There's no point. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's a risk. If something happens, I'm just gonna take care of it. And I think that's why I have a lot of repeat people. So I have someone who comes every single month. Someone who won't leave right now. He's awesome. And that's the great thing about Airbnb, as I'm sure you might have heard some crazy stories. Like the guy staying there, he takes out my trash, he helped me put the blinds in my house. I mean, he does all these great things because I'm rarely ever home, and he's just like, I'm happy that you're not charging me hotel rates to stay here. So there's really some great people that you meet while you're doing this. It's a great networking. You meet people from all walks of life. But it's a pretty great experience so far.
The long-term extended stay is, like you said, 3 months. Do you keep the charging through Airbnb, or have you ever had anybody ask, hey, can we take this and do a separate contract for extended stay, so you're not
Yeah.
gonna pay those service fees through
Yeah.
Airbnb both ways?
It's like, I've had one person I've done that for, mainly because he was also very helpful, and he was only staying for like another 2 weeks. I was like, fine. And that was the weird thing, because he left me a great review. He hadn't left it yet, he left me a great review after that, so it's like, you haven't left me a review, I don't want to say no, and then you like, leave me a review. And he wasn't from the area, and I felt comfortable with him. He had already been there 3 weeks, so I was like, all right, that's fine. I don't recommend it, because
Did you write up a contract, or did you just let him pay you directly?
he had to pay me at least 2 days prior to the checkout date. So that way, I don't want to hear any stories about, I don't have your money. So he didn't have it to me 2 days before I was, and he had it.
You also have to do that kind of off itself. You
Yeah.
do it in the normal section.
Yeah, yeah.
Airbnb will.
Yeah, they'll catch it. That's what I'm saying. I don't recommend that you do this. I have done it once, so.
I usually say, if you have a special request, here's my email. And then you
Right.
can talk off
Yeah.
the
Don't do it
side.
through the chat.
Yeah, don't do it to the
Yeah.
chat. Like, yeah, give me the money. No, just be there in your house. Go say hi, hey, whatever arrangements you have, do so. Not if anything happens exactly, but he had been there for 3 weeks. He had been there for a while, and you should know, like, be a good judge of character. At that point, he was cooking dinner every night and like buying bottles of wine. So at this point, it's like, first of all, your wine costs as much as your nightly stay. So thank you, stay as long as you want. No, like, and those are the kind of people that I mean, like, literally, they're pretty awesome.
Where's the worst experience?
My worst, the 19-year-old. And worse by, he broke a marble little planter I had. Then he stained one of the shelves in my pantry and like scraped my stove. I mean, that's the worst. And then his room was on top of mine, and he would be on the phone FaceTiming his girlfriend till like 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Luckily, I'm never home. So that is worse. In the grand scheme of things, he's a great kid, quiet, didn't get too much trouble, but he was in love and was literally on the phone with his girlfriend every single day. If that's worse, I'm pretty lucky because I've heard worse, but yeah.
Have you had anybody like try to bring guests?
I have it on my profile, no guests whatsoever. And if they did want to bring guests, they had to let me know. But so far, and then Airbnb asked them, these are the host's rules. I have no shoes, no overnight guests, no drugs, no smoking in my house, like all the things. And they have to accept these rules before they stay. So in the event something happens, Airbnb could say, she had these rules. And that's also why I get the guests I do. I don't have overnight guests while I'm in the house. Probably when I leave, I will let them have overnight guests, but it's also because I have another room and I don't want someone else bringing someone, and I have another guest that is there out of respect for that other person. And then sometimes it lists that it's only 2 people in one room. I'll have people try to bring 3 people, and you have to deny requests like that, and you'll get all kinds of things. But it's like, it's great that you can deny it, because if you're already giving me this problem and you're not already in my home, what's gonna happen? Yeah.
What is your percentage profit after paying service?
For my house, the percentage? What do you mean, like?
Well, like in a weekly or monthly overall view of what you're receiving versus what you're spending and other things, gross versus net.
Like increase, I would say at least 80% increase there's a huge increase. It's definitely worth it, let me just say it like that. I try to work it in such a way I don't touch my paycheck anymore. I just live off of Airbnb. And I only have one house, so I can imagine, I know people who have several properties here and it's mind blowing. They better enjoy it all. Yeah.
I might mention for those of you who have
Every other year.
every other
Oil and gas
year, the
show?
oil show.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Raise your rates
I miss
for
it.
October, I miss that.
I miss that.
Big business.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
exactly.
charge like $500 a night.
As soon as you open up those dates, go in there
Yeah,
and
block
change
the
your
block the
rates
whole
for
month of
something
October
that
for
you
next
want.
year. Just block it. I legitimately did Uber last year because like I was bored. Don't touch me. And in 2 weekends, that 2 days, that Friday and Saturday or something, I made like $500 just driving, Ubering around. So I was like, what's going on? Yeah, people were like tipping $20, $40. Yeah, completely wasted it out of their money. It was great for me. But yeah, block your dates for next October. And if you have rentals, yes, next October, just remember that the oil and gas show is coming.
You guys raise them like July.
Yeah, raise them
People
early.
plan-
People will book
plan
them.
ahead. So,
You're like, oh my God. Yeah.
You can answer his question little by little. Why Airbnb against the regular rental property? Whenever you place.
Like a management company?
Yeah, not management, but like a regular one you contract with the tenant, right? So why you
Yeah.
lean towards Airbnb where you can have a more
Staple.
vacancy
Yeah.
rate, the higher vacancy rate, while you can have a rent rate 10 for a year under contract.
Yeah.
Why you're leaning more towards Airbnb?
Me personally, I did it because my house is somewhat new, and I didn't want people living in my house. I know it sounds weird, but my house still feels new because these people are coming and going. Versus if I put like a family in my house, it's gonna feel like someone lives in my house, and that's just what I thought worked for me. And I don't mind it going in and out. I literally would only need one listing to be full every single month for me to break even. And that's not including the other room and when I list my other room. So that's just what works for me. And I know that if you had people in there throughout the whole year, you have stability. You know you're getting this every single month. And so yes, like you're right, like last week I did have like 5 days where no one stayed in one of the rooms. And that's fine, because someone was in the other room. I mean, it just depends. And I just like the fact that someone is just not in my house all the time, although there is someone in the room. But they're not living in the home, and he's not cooking, no one's using up my kitchen. Like, things are still new.
And then you mentioned you have some security devices. Where
Yeah,
you
so
can-
I have security cameras throughout my house. I had them prior, and then I have the Ring alarm system. I am a single female, I live alone. And so it's just there for them to know that it's there. And also, if there's 2 people or 4 guests total, we each room, you can have 2 people. If something happens, there's proof that someone did what. And also I have it facing their cars where they park in case anything happens to their cars. And I also show them, like, this is what I'm looking at. This is all the cameras that are in the home. None of them is anywhere close to your bedroom or where you're sleeping, so that they can see. And actually a lot of people like it because they feel better. So, and I put it in my listing, there are security cameras in this house.
You have inside and outside.
I have the inside and outside. And the inside is only like the living room area where, just so I can see who's coming in and out of my house, like you mentioned, like overnight guests, making sure that there's not a stranger other than an Airbnb guest coming in when I'm not there because I travel a lot. Yes.
How many houses do you have?
Just one. Yeah. Hopefully another one. I'm moving to Houston, so.
For work?
Yeah, I'm moving forward. So hopefully I can rent out here and then get another place in Houston. And that's ideally, like she had mentioned, getting rental, seeing about, I was gonna try that rental aspect, renting a vacant house. and see what I can do with Airbnb, like a tester in Houston, because I feel like the market's a lot more stable there, and just toying with that and seeing how that works out.
How much more effort would be in by moving to the state versus you actually getting it?
None, because I'm hardly ever home. I was gone for like a week and a half. There's an app called Turnover, I think. Yeah, Turnover. So my housekeeper goes on there, she has access to it, and then I just let her know what days to come and clean the house. That's it. And then with the security cameras, I see my house. And then when she goes in to clean, I sat and talked to her, hey, these are the things to look out for. Anything's wrong, she's great. Luckily, nothing's been wrong. It won't take much. At least I hope so. And then I have people here who can come and check in my house once a month if needed. I doubt it. But more than likely, I'll give her more responsibility and probably pay her more just to make sure that everything's okay with the house.
So was there any renovating like that needed to be done? Like, let's just say like securing your room or adding on some other doors and stuff like that?
No, it was a new build. The only thing that I changed were, for whatever reason, the builders, upstairs, they put what are called, closet handle doors, so you can't lock them inside or outside. So I can change those locks on the bathroom and the 2 bedrooms so people can lock. And that's about it. My bedroom had a lock, and I still didn't put my own lock on it because if something goes missing, I know who did it because I have a security camera. And yeah, I mean, I might be a little lax for it, and some people might have more measures, but I don't. While I'm helping my friend in Houston, we're setting it up so she has an extra closet in her master bedroom because she's rotational, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So we're gonna make it in such a way one of her closets can lock fully, and she'll have a safe for anything that's important in case someone does break into that. So yes, you can do things to make it secure in the event someone was trying, but typically no. And if something does happen, take it to Airbnb with your proof, with your receipts, and they will take care of it. So yeah. Just don't leave anything out in the open that anyone can take that is very valuable.
Have you ever filed a Airbnb?
No, and I hope I never do. I have not.
Have anybody ever filed a box?
Really?
You mind sharing?
Yeah, sure.
What's that question?
A plane.
Yeah, I had some younger kids that claimed to, it's through other people, and then, mine says no parties, but the house has a pool, and they threw a massive party there, and like my neighbor told me about what was going on. The neighbor's car, there's trash, beer bottles all over the place. It's a nice neighborhood, it's a cul-de-sac, family neighborhood, and so they like threw up in the sink. It was trash. They took all my towels, like all my towels were missing almost. I had to have an extra 5 hours of cleaning. So yeah, I turned them in for those items, and I try. First of all, I always go to the guests, let them know, and try to resolve it with them. Because I've had guests that, somebody got caught in the house, they fell through the wall, there's a hole in the wall. But those guests told me about it, and they were like, just let me know how much you did to fix it, and they paid for it, and I didn't have to involve Airbnb. But this guest wouldn't respond to anything at all, so you get assigned somebody from Airbnb, and then they'll contact the guest. And you, like you said, you put your pictures in there, you take pictures of everything, and they'll ask you how much it costs for replacements, and then they'll work with they reach out to the guest on their end, and that's why you have a security deposit. Because that way you can go in and they can just charge the card. You've got enough evidence and get you your money.
Everything in the house off the market when you're investigating?
No. No, I keep renting it, and I had guests with I have pets, so a lot of pets in my house.
You have pets, allow pets on your list?
Yeah, I'm thinking about removing
No
that.
pets, no kids.
Yeah, well, actually, this guest said didn't even tell me they were bringing in pets, and then but after they left, we cleaned it. The next guest didn't notice anything, but then the next one said there's fleas in her house. So then I gave them the full refund, I even gave them a gift card, whatever, sorry, and then I didn't see anything in there, but I had to, completely bomb it and take it offline to make sure it was resolved. And And I guess, and then the dog like was in heat, like bled all over the house, it was a disaster. So I mean, yes, you can make a lot of money off of Airbnb, but there's a lot of people you can have a good fun, you're gonna fix it in, I'm still looking for like little things that are broken. And just little things, everything, right? Yeah, like how you have your dog, key, run all the house, please. And yeah, they didn't even ask about that, so you just never know.
So keep my surveillance camera even when I'm out.
And I say I have security cameras in all the houses. I have them like outside so I can at least see who's coming and going because after, 4 guests, I charge $3 extra if they're having more than your 4 people in the house.
Right.
That way I can see how many people are really there. Because some groups that will book will say, oh yeah, there's gonna be 4 guys. Because like Midland, I'm not sure about Odessa, but the city ordinance, you cannot have more than 4 unrelated people staying in a house. Period. The ordinance people will come to your house and deal with that as well. So, yeah, to keep that down, don't have more than 4 vehicles at your house unless your guests have more than 4 vehicles and the neighbors have something to complain about. Wow.
I was thinking maybe you could have a blacklist for every people because
How cute out of there.
there's one lady who stayed down there, like, she stayed a week, and at the end of the week that she checked out, she took a picture on top of a fridge where the guys who painted and drops of paint and it looked dirty. And she turned it into Airbnb saying the place was dirty. After she stayed the whole
Didn't say
time.
anything.
Didn't say anything during the whole thing. Took a picture. You could tell she got on a chair and took a picture. She was above the fridge. And how much was it? Like 80% of the money back. Airbnb gave them 80% of the money back. And she's like, what? This is BS, So we need to have like a blacklist of these things. Think about it when they do the money to us, they get better.
Yeah, no, we saw Airbnb with that room. I had a name. No, I actually, my friend does it, and he has a name.
So I mean, it's the way the people are doing Airbnb, we can have a little group where whenever we have a bad experience with somebody, we just share that name, a blacklist. Airbnb doesn't allow us to do that. They don't even tell us how many people have done stuff like this and getting refunds and all. They don't give you any information about the client. And I think that's unfair on their part. It's unfair to us, but they don't care because,
The more people
it's not
look
their
at
house.
more money they get.
Go in and change your review, give them a terrible review. Couldn't leave a review?
You can leave a review, but you couldn't see what she wrote until after.
Yeah.
She left a review.
Don't leave your review until a week
They
or
didn't
so
know.
after they leave. That way it gives you time to see what they did before you leave. Don't just go in there right after they leave. Review wait.
I don't even know.
It's a total scam. I mean, it's
Yeah, that
a
is a
big
scam.
It's
I remember that.
So there's nothing you can show before they go in, so they just already got
I have pictures of my whole entire house. So I guess that's
before and after.
yeah. So I have that. So that's a good point. So yeah, maybe having a before picture of what your home looks like. But I have a before picture of what my house looks like in the event something like that happens. I mean, the way my house is set up, it is very obvious that something happened because it's a new build. So if you do anything, it's going to stand out. For sure. Such as dropping your meat.
Mine is like,
White and gray. Yes.
Like you said, you gotta rent your house out when you use it. And you got 3 different rooms. There's 3 different prices. You consider the master bedroom's bigger, maybe.
Yeah, the master bedroom will have a bath and a tub, and it will vary, but like I said, the market's changing here, so I'm gonna have to just keep adjusting. They might be different, they might be the same.
Okay, well, let's just say they're all different. How do you stop for one person to say you have one person to gender? How do you come to say the master regular room?
Right, no, that's a great question, because I still have my surveillance camera in the house, so I'll see. And I've never had someone go in a room where they're not supposed to.
Well, I mean, those are people.
Very true. And I've actually seen that happen, but my door, I keep my master bedroom locked. But like you said, if I'm not there, what's keeping someone from going in? It's just a matter of I can see that they went in.
Well, one person is gonna sit at 4 o'clock, the next guy gets out at 8 o'clock. Okay, how does it know which door?
I tell them what room they need to go to. So it's not like you just walk in the house, you don't know where to go. I tell them exactly where they should go, so that's where they should go.
There's something on the door, tell you which way.
There's not that many, it's pretty obvious. There's one, there's one room on the first floor, and there's 2 rooms upstairs. And then the last room all the way at the end of the hall. And then the one at the very beginning. They're not like next to it.
They can't figure that out. They don't use it.
How did you even use Airbnb to figure out how to find it? But that's a really good question. And I have to consider putting locks, but I'm not a fan of it. Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen that, but.
Let's give her a hand.
Yeah, no worries. You gonna take pictures for me? Sure. Whose pictures on?